Hey, what's going on, everybody? Recording this video a little early today. Hopefully you can get it out as soon as possible if YouTube allows me. And this one, talking about two different ways that you can flip moments to make a little bit of money here. First one is trying to predict this Cool Cats 4 challenge, what 35Ks are going to be involved in it. We already know that the reward is going to be Russell Westbrook with the other Cool Cats they mentioned. We can see that by searching Cool Cats 4 on Twitter, and somehow people are already able to figure out who was going to be in the Cool Cats 4 here. But the speculation is what are the 35Ks they're going to go with it. And this person says right here that the Westbrook is actually a game-winning 3. Which is kind of a cool reward there. And then the second way that I actually flipped something yesterday was the hype around some of these new 12K moments that were released into the marketplace. And for some reason, they only, in the last pack drop, they only released less than 300 out of 12,000. And basically people found that there was very few listings. In some cases, Nasir Little and Malik Monk had under 10 listings, and people were scooping them up, and their prices went up all the way up to $200 plus for a 35K moment. So we're going to look into that as well. And I actually made a quick buy and flip on one of those moments, and I'll show you how you can kind of look out for those as well and get on top of those and make a flip. So the first thing we're going to look at is 3 or maybe even 4 different theories of what could be the theme of this Cool Cats challenge. So if you remember last challenge, if we come over here to add more funds, you had players from cold countries was the theme. I don't know how anyone speculated that that was going to be the theme, but people were on top of it. I actually got a Lou Dort in a pack like days before, and that was probably around here, March 9th, March 8th, where his price was between $10 and $15. And then on speculation of this, his price just went way, way up. And at that time, I was fairly new to Top Shot, like a month in or less, and I sold him for $44. Honestly, probably like right at the peak. I sold mine at $44, and then the challenge happened, and then the challenge was announced March 23rd here, and that's when you saw actually a huge drop-off in price, which is kind of interesting. So if you are going to try to speculate and get these moments, when they actually announce the challenge, seems like the time to sell, because they immediately went from high 30s, 40s down to the 20s. And then when the actual challenge was over, you could get them towards the end for like only $13. Obviously, then they went down to $6 after the challenge was over. So definitely some money to be made here. You can pick up 35Ks at $6 right now and potentially flip them for $40. So big money making opportunity here. And look at some theories here. So I was just seeing game winner was a theory, so it would be Damian Lee, Tobias Harris, Dame Lillard, Devin Booker, and Cole Anthony. I don't know. I don't think CJ McCollum is one of those. So if we come over to Top Shot and look up one of these players like Damian Lee, who should be $6 or $5 right now, he's up to 12 just based on this speculation. Another one that he said was Cole Anthony, who was around $20 and now is up to $32. So people, just based on this speculation, the prices are already going up. But I don't think it's too late to get into it. Also, I have some new theories for you guys. So I put together a little spreadsheet here. So this buzzer beater theory has these players in it, which I think is probably the number one theory. I'll just put a 1 next to that one. The next one I heard and saw some movement in prices is players on a new team, but there's so many of them. I think there's 7 that I saw rumored that technically on a new team from last season to this season. It could be players, traded in the middle of the season for a new team because Westbrook is on a new team also. I don't like this theory as much, but we definitely saw movement on these. If we look at Shamet, I'm pretty sure his is up to 11. And some other guys like Danny Green, he's up to 12. I saw him as high as 16 yesterday. So these ones are definitely moving as well. And then my third prediction, which I haven't seen anywhere on Twitter or Discord or anything, is the number 4. So it's Cool Cats 4. Russell Westbrook is number 4. And then we have 5 other 35K players with the jersey number 4, which is Alex Caruso, Daniel House, Victor Oladipo, Devontae Graham, Derrick Rose, and then obviously Westbrook again. So my speculation is I would say this is the number 2 theory for me right now. The only thing about Oladipo is that he is number 4 on the Rockets and the Heat, but his moment is on the Rockets and now he's on the Heat. It'd be a little weird to throw him in a challenge when his moment is from a team that he's not on right now. That's why I think it could maybe be Westbrook. You could get 2 Westbrooks, one of the 35K and then the challenge Westbrook. But I think that would be pretty cool. The number 4 just makes a lot of sense. Cool Cats 4, Westbrook 4, and other jersey number 4s. And then I think the third theory right now is going to be this new team. And then a ridiculous one I saw on Twitter was players that have torn their ACLs this year, which is kind of messed up, but could be a legitimate theory. Here, this is this guy. So Bobby Marks tweeted this, I guess, a couple days ago, and there is 5 players that have torn their ACL in this year, so they could be a part of the challenge, but that's a stretch. It's kind of a dark theme, I guess. So that would be the 4th one. I'm not even going to write the players' names out. It's just kind of depressing. But there's, real money to be made with these challenges. If you do get your hands on some of these players on here and they start to go up, I think I'm selling mid-20s to low 30s. You come back again to like this Dort. This is when people started speculating. They went way higher than they are going right now on speculation. But his got all the way up into the 40s, like I said. And then actually when they announced the challenge was the 23rd. And they immediately dipped after the announcement of the challenge. So if we're going to see the same kind of movement and trend on the prices of these, I'm going to be selling right before they announce the challenge if I have any kind of profit on buying these moments. So right now, trying to look at some of these game winners. If there's anything under 10, it could be a good pickup. But going for 12 or something is kind of a risk. If it doesn't work out, these are going probably right back down to 6. Who else do we have? Well, I know Lillard is going to be a lot higher and a lot riskier. And Booker and Cole Anthony are going to be riskier as far as money goes. So you're really looking at Harris and Lee. They're both 12 right now. They have potential to get up past 20, I would say, maybe 30. I don't think they're going to go back up to 40 like they did last challenge. But looking at players number 4, Devontae Graham, I'm pretty sure he's still 6, so really no one is talking about this trend. I could just be totally way off here on my thinking. Caruso's 10. I think that's just because people like Caruso, though, is why he's 10, not because of this challenge. Another one would be D. Rose, who's probably a little higher. He's 9. Oh, Caruso just dipped down to 9. And then House and... So House is 7 right now. And then Oladipo is also 7. So I don't know if people are actually thinking about this trend now because These are all the newest listings, and they're getting up there. I mean, 7 for Daniel House, 9 for Rose. So maybe people are thinking about the number 4 on here as well, because these are starting to get up a little. I'm pretty sure most are still at 6. I picked up a Devontae Graham for $6 last night when I thought of this theory, and it's kind of a low risk because pretty much the floor is 6. So if it happens that his price doesn't go up, or it's not speculated on, or he's not a part of the challenge, could probably just resell him for 6. But I was able to pick up a 7K serial for $6. So I'm pretty sure you could sell a 7K serial for like 9 or 10. But definitely last challenge, there was money to be made with this. I mean, you could have picked up a Dort for 11, 12 bucks, resold them for 40, basically 4xing your money. And with just one purchase, imagine if you bought 10 of these. You get some real money there. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was these 12Ks flips. So staying here on Add More Funds, we're going to have to get a little tricky with it. But basically a way to find these would be go into circulation, and let's just look at moments that are 5,000 or more in circulation. And then look at sort by listings, and we can see the ones with really low listings. So it's still true for these, kind of. Malik Monk only has 27 listings, and these were all the ones that moved here. From Monk, Williams, Green, Little, Metu, Korkmaz, Strus, Reed, Wade, and I think that was the last one. Skylar Mays is kind of an outlier because his is... Oh, wait, his is out of 12,000 as well. But he has rookie badges too, so 44 is kind of a decent price for him. But basically what was happening was people were just buying up every single listing, and like Monk and Little were down below 10 listings, and every single listing was like $200 plus. And basically all of these guys, if you come to evaluate market, so I'm still on Metu here from last night, 276 owned out of 12,000, and all of these are like that. So basically I saw Malik Monk and Little their prices going off, and other guys to a lesser extent like Tony Snell and Metu. And I came over to Add More Funds and was looking for guys that were in a similar situation where their price hadn't really gone off yet. The ones I was looking at was Max Strus and Dean Wade, because Strus was at $25 at that time and Wade was at $19. I tried to scoop Strus at $25 and I missed out. Actually, my purchase didn't go through, unfortunately, because he went from... So you can see kind of their base was 19. He went from 25 to 75, 79, 75. So that would have been a quick 3x of 25. And you were able to flip him. He was selling in the 70s and then kind of went back down to 30s and 40s and kind of settled out at 35. Now it's starting to dip down a little more. But, I mean, you could have picked him up at 19 and sold him for 75. That's a 4x right there. The one I did get in on, if we come back to my notifications, my activity, is that Dean Wade. So I was able to scoop a Dean Wade here for $19 when everything else was like going up. I saw his listings were low. I looked on Evaluate Market, and on here I saw the same thing should be happening with this Dean Wade moment, but like no one had caught on to Dean Wade for some reason. So I went ahead and just scooped him up for 19. I thought 19 is not a terrible price for a first moment anyways. So if it did happen to not do anything, 19 I wouldn't lose that much money. But what did happen was Dean Wade's price went way up, similar to Strus, but not to that extent. We actually just need the 1 day. So scooped him here. He was a little lower, 16, 17. Scooped him at 19. And you can see he was a little later in the day that his price went up compared to Strus. But it went all the way up into the 40s. Even was selling for 50. I had him listed for 51. Thought I was going to be able to get a sale, and I wasn't. Delisted, and then listed back up for 35 and sold it immediately. I was the lowest price. I think someone had it up for 37 was the lowest price, and I just undercut by $2. I hate when people undercut, but I had to get rid of them for the profit. So then you can see, do they have timestamps? They do. So 18 hours. So 2 hours ago, 18 versus 16. Made a quick 16 bucks on that flip, which allowed me to pick up a Denny Advia for just $10. A 2-badge rookie 35K moment. I think 10 is decent for Advia. And then I also scooped up that Devontae Graham. So made a quick $16 flip there, and trying to get in on some of these Cool Cats flips. Let me know if you guys have any theories down in the comments about which 35Ks you think are going to be a part of the Cool Cats challenge, or if you have a favorite one that I listed in this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed and subscribed, and I'll see you guys in another video.
Another day, another beer.